war rages across the mortal realms. New alliances are formed while others lie shattered, and the dominant powers ever seek their next conquest. While this and countless other battles rage on, one fact is becoming clear. The season of war has begun. This video is brought to you by the support of our channel members and the FLGS Partners, Warfire Minis, and X-Planet. Baron of Dice is the exclusive dice supplier for Season of War. Take a look through their incredible designs or even get your own custom dice made.
Hello and welcome to Season of War! Tonight we are excited to bring you another game of Age of Sigmar. My name's Jordan. I am joined by Steve again tonight.
How's it going?
Welcome back with your Ironjawz, round two.
Round two. Hopefully the dice go better this time.
Yes, excited. We'll get into this in a moment, but you're bringing out your Bloodtooths, which is your bread and butter, what you've been rocking in our local scene and tearing it up with. So excited to see you play the kind of, again, your main sub-faction. And
my home right here.
Yes.
This is mine.
And we recently had a really crazy game, and it was awesome to see how well you used the different abilities and the different tricks you pulled with that. So hopefully we get to show some of those off tonight. But Steve, the mission we're playing today is every step is forward. So we've got 4 objectives on the table. It's hold 1, hold 2, hold more for storing, and then just normal 2 points for battle tactics, 3 for grand strategy at the end. The twist with the mission is if you charge, you count as an extra body for the purposes of objective storing. And if you retreat, you can't contest objectives at all.
And you know I love charging.
Yes, yes, a little bit. But then why don't you take us through your list?
So what we've brought today is we've got our Maw Crusher with our Destroyer and Fast Stun, so he can move in the hero phase. And now, because we're playing Bloodtooths, we're going to run 2 units of Gorgruntas, because the special effect of our Allegiance sub-faction is to, do a move, charge, or pile in after combat, after we fight. So we really want to double down on those Gorgruntas. We've got the 2 war chances, one with a 3d6 charge, get them beat, and one with a fix and beat so we can heal up. We're actually bringing a Shaman this time, so we're going to have some spell casting. He's going to be running with Shaman of the Chilled Lands and the Hand of Gork, so we can do a teleport if we need it. We're also going to bring out some Brute Ragers, equipped with the Mighty Gore Hackers, just so they, punch us as hard. And 2 units of Brutes. Just 5 mana Brutes. Helps with scoring,
Yep. Yep, nice. Well, Steve, I'm excited to tonight be bringing out the Draconith Skywing. So first time in a while, we've had like the full Dragon Army of Renown for Stormcast coming out, and there's not many options in list building here because of the points values of the units you're allowed to take. So we're starting off with Ionis, and then we've got Karazai in here, and Karazai does become battle line in this, which allows me to run 2 other units of 2 dragons with swords as to fill up my 3 battle line slots. And because I have Ionis and Karazai in here, it also allows me to run 2 single dragons of the Draconith. Each of those single ones have lances, so can do a little punching, and that's it. Very obviously low unit count, very elite units though, some fun bodies, and obviously some very strong tools between they're fast, they're tanky, they can hit hard, they've got potentially swingy shooting that can be really devastating. And
especially versus me when I have no ward saves.
Yes, that's very true.
Yeah.
And also noteworthy with Ionis, he has the prayer, I think it's Sigmar's Grace, so he can heal. And then he has his kind of Chain Lightning War Scroll prayer. And unfortunately not all the options, no translocation in here, that would be nice, but still some fun things to do. The awesome things just to note it about this sub-faction, really, there's a few battle tactics that I have available. The grand strategy is to have 3 Draconith units wholly within 9 of each other at the end of the battle. And then there's 2 really interesting monstrous actions. One makes you -1 to wound, the other one lets you only pile in 1 inch. So they both have the chance to be super impactful in games, so hopefully we can make good use of them. And Steve, for the first time I think in our games, I outdropped you here because this list was a 1 drop.
Yeah, it kind of feels really weird. You're out dropping me, you're getting Triumph.
I ended the Triumph. I'm 1930 to your 1940.
I don't think I've ever lost Triumph before.
Yeah,
This is
so
weird.
It's going to be interesting. The tough thing is, this is actually a mission I'd love to take first turn on, but I'm always scared to do that against Ironjawz. So I think I'm going to have to give away the turn here, see if we can play a bit of a longer game, avoid the double for a little bit, and that'll see us just jump into Ironjawz turn 1.
I think we're gonna go lead into the Maelstrom.
State your intent right off the top.
And then we're going to do a heroic action. We're gonna go for CP on big guy. We'll get it.
Okay, I'll do a command point on Karazai. I also get it.
This War Chanter is gonna grant Violent Fury to these Gore Gruntas. And this War Chanter is gonna grant Violent Fury to, we're gonna throw it on these Gore Gruntas. All right, let's, I guess, teleport. The Great Green Hand of Gork. Let's see. We need a 7. We got a 9. All right. We're gonna do the old Bloodtooth special here. That's casting. And I guess we're gonna do some Mighty Destroyers. So that's gonna be our hero phase. Then we go movement.
Enjoying the battle? Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, and share it with your friends.
All right, that is movement phase. So then we'll go shooting. 4 shots here are just gonna go straight into this single lance. 2s and 3s.
2 go through.
1 damage each. And then we're gonna charge. So, let's wah. So 2 on 2s. Take 2 mortal wounds.
Okay, he takes them.
So, we got 3 guys into the 1 with a single. That's gonna be 3 mortals.
All right.
And then we've got 2 into the unit. That's gonna be 2 more. All right, and then we're gonna go monstrous actions. Yeah, let's just roll this guy.
Okay.
Nope, you're good.
All right, so I've got a few different monstrous actions to do.
Yeah.
First, we're gonna have these 2 dragons try to use impact tremors on your Gore Gruntas. This is the pile-in one. I fail it, unfortunately. And then the single dragon is going to try and stun your Maw Crusher. He also fails it. And then Karazai is going to roar the Maw Crusher, fail it. And then I guess these 2 dragons are going to try and stomp. They get it.
Right.
For 3 mortal wounds.
3. All right.
I had this master plan about stopping your pile and it was going to save my life.
All right, let's go ahead into combat phase. I will not be using Destroyer. I think we're gonna have to save that for next round. So let's start with the Gore Gruntas here.
The Mega Boss on Maw Crusher issues all-out attack to itself and the Gore Grunters, who attack first, taking down the single Stormdrake and dealing 4 wounds to the unit of 2. Building momentum with smashing and bashing, the second unit of Gore Grunters gets to fight, and they take down 2 of the 3 Stormdrakes they're engaged with. Triggering smashing and bashing again, the Mega Boss gets to fight next and puts all his attacks into Karazai, who uses all-out defense.
So 4 at -2.
So saving on 4s, 2 go through.
So it's gonna be 2 each. And so 3 at -3.
All go through.
That's gonna be 9 damage.
Ouch. So I'll be at 13. All right, that was painful, but I'll get to start fighting you back. We'll start off with Karazai.
Full of rage, Karazai retaliates and deals 15 damage to the Mega Boss on Maw Crusher.
Oof, I might not get to use my Destroyer.
The 2 Stormdrakes then use all-out attack and deal 14 damage, taking down 2 Gore Grunters.
And then after they fight, they get to try and drag you into the Tempest. If they roll greater than your wounds, they'll slay a model. Looking for a 6.
Oof.
Steve. But at least he only had 1 wound left.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Lastly, the lone Stormdrake fights and finishes off 1 Gore Grunter.
All right, so at the end of the combat phase, we're gonna do the Bloodtooth's Special Allegiance, and we're going to do some pile-ins. And that's it for combat, so I guess we're going to go into some battle shocks here.
Yep.
So we'll start with the unit closest to you. We lost one model. So 6 + 1 is 7, so we're going to lose another one. And then I'll just inspire this last unit right here to make sure that nothing flees.
Wasting no time in meeting their foe in battle, the Ironjawz land a crippling blow, but are also dealt some brutal injuries themselves.
I guess it really is hard to roll a 3-up, hey?
Yes, yeah, we saw it here when I failed 3 out of 4 monstrous actions on like a 3-up. The only one I made was the 2-up. Yeah, all those obviously would have been really good, and unfortunate that they didn't come up when you kind of want them and need them. Karazai ended up taking a bunch of damage, thankfully lived, and did a bunch of damage back though.
Yep, yep.
Lost 2 out of 3 Dragons on this flank. Only one over here, which was actually rather lucky, because I spiked my stitches-up saves on your when your page is attacked with the 2 dragons. So
it was a little sad to see that.
yeah, I was very happy about that. Obviously, got lucky with dragging one into the Tempest as well. So
yep.
that was fortuitous. But we're to have a bunch of work cut out for ourselves trying to claw this back now.
Sounds good.
All right, I guess we'll just jump into Stormcast turn 1. All right, so my battle tactic is going to be focused destruction. So I have to do monstrous actions with 3 different Draconith units to the same enemy unit. Here I'm going to go for your Gordrentas. And then for heroic action, I am going to, I think, do Finest Hour on Karazai.
Well, I've only got 3 wounds here, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna not let me make some save rolls.
Yeah.
I think I have to Finest Hour anyways, just in case you don't roll well.
All right, well, jumping into the hero phase, Ionis is going to try and chant for Sigmar's Grace. He fails it, which is unfortunate. That was the heal. And then he's going to chant for Lightning Tempest. He gets that one at least, and we'll start off going into the Mega Boss on Maw Crusher. He just straight suffers D3 mortal wounds for 2, and then on a 3-up it passes off to the pigs. It does, for 1 mortal wound. And that's it for my hero phase, so let's jump into probably a quick movement phase. And as I said, that's it for movement. We're to jump into shooting. Let's go with Karazai, trying to finish off the Maw Crusher. It's cocked. That has to be a bunch of mortal wounds. It's more than one.
It's more than one, I was going to take.
Or at least 1. Then, because of the battle tactic, I'm not going to shoot with the 2 Storm Drakes, or Ionis here, actually. And then we're just going to jump into charges with Ionis. So I'll have to re-roll that, and get a 7, so we'll get in there. And then now for monstrous actions, Karazai is going to start with a stun for -1 to wound. We get that off.
Yep.
The 2 Storm Drakes are going to go for impact tremors. We get it off, so that's the pile in 1. And then Ionis is going to try and roar. Easy this turn. And that's it for monstrous action, so we'll just jump into combat with Karazai.
Leading the fighting, Karazai uses all-out attack and single-handedly takes down the Gorgrunters.
And then Ionis will just pile on to tag the objective, and that'll be it. So, bottom of round 1, I mean, it was pretty clear what I was trying to do. Again, thankful that those 2 Storm Drakes lived, because I feel like, I mean, not that they did anything here, but that made a huge difference for attacking, right? They killed 3 pigs on your turn.
Yep.
So, bait for Ionis, and in Karazai, well, it was really Karazai that kind of, he literally did everything there. Ionis failed, what, both of his, oh no, he did get one of his prayers off for the mortal wounds, which helped guarantee
the death of the Maw Crusher.
Yeah, and Karazai finished off the Maw Crusher, so that gives him the buff of +1 attack for the rest of the battle. And then in combat, he finished off the Gordrentas, which is going to give him +1 to run and charge for the rest of the battle. The +1 attack is much more better, but still doesn't hurt. Also was able to tag with the pile in the 1 objective with Ionis, which will give me hold 1. So it'll be 3 points for my turn. So I'll be down 2 for the round, but obviously taking out the pigs in the Maw Crusher is gonna, where it was looking real grim, I feel like right back in the fight, so long as Karazai can survive a little bit longer. With Steve.
I think that means we gotta find out who gets to go first.
Yeah, faded priority roll. That's a 1.
Ooh, that's a 2. I'm gonna have to take that.
Okay. Well, with that, we'll see how long Karazai lives as we go into Ironjawz turn 2.
Before I do anything, I'm gonna roll for some primals here. And we'll get 1 primal. Yeah, so I guess we'll go Magic Dom. For heroic actions, we're gonna go for heroic leadership there, and we will get that.
And I really want to go for heroic willpower to try and stop the tactic, but I just really want to keep Karazai alive, so we're gonna go for the heroic recovery, and we do heal 3 wounds.
All right, and then we're gonna use this heroic leadership here and move himself. And then we're gonna go for the Green Hand of Gork. And we're gonna need a 7 here, and we get an 8.
You got it.
So we're going to teleport this War Chanter over here. And that's spellcasting. Then we'll do some Violent Furies. We're gonna dish that out from this War Chanter to the Ragers, and then from this War Chanter to the Gorgruntas. And that's gonna be hero phase. So now we're just gonna go into movement. We're gonna start with at the double on the Ragers here. So that's it for movement. And since the Mock Crusher's dead, we're gonna have no shooting phase. So let's just go straight into charge phase. And at the start of the charge phase, this War Chanter is going to grant the Get 'em Beat on the Ragers on a 3-up. So
Got
we'll
it.
get that. Impacts over here. So 3 into Karazai on 2s. So 2 mortal wounds. And then we'll do 2 into that lone Stormdrake for 1 mortal wound. And then end of charge phase, you get to do some monstrous actions.
Yes, I'm torn. I think we're gonna try and stun the Brute Ragers. We get it off, so they are -1 to wound. And then the other Stormdrake will try and roar the Gorgruntas. I failed that one.
Diving into combat, the Gore Grunters fight first, taking down the Stormdrake, but failing to deal any damage to Karazai.
That will trigger Smash and Bash. So now we'll go in with the Ragers. All right, and here's the big attacks. 3s. That's gonna be 5 at -2.
Okay, 1 less than predicted, and you're gonna need 2 of these to go through, right, to take down Karazai.
Yep.
So at -2, I go from 2s to 4s. On average, you get him.
We get 1. So that's just gonna be 3 damage.
Okay, Karazai survives. He's at 15 wounds, he's got 3 left. And fighting back, I think he's gonna put his attacks into the Gorgruntas. Let's start with the Jaws. That's gonna be 9 damage at run 3. And then the Talons and Tail is gonna be 5 at run 2, 2 damage.
On 6s, we'll save 1 of those. So an extra 8 in there is 17. That's gonna leave 1 of them at 3. And that is the end of the combat phase. So now that we are out of combat, we're gonna do our Bloodtooth special and charge him in with a 9. Impact on the Stormdrakes for 1 mortal wound.
Takes it.
And now, let's see if that battle shock. So we lost 3 pigs. We need a 3 or less here.
He's good.
He's good.
While they fail to take down the Great Drake, the Oryx remain in control of more objectives and do complete their battle tactic.
So, that turn, you got a really good save there.
Yeah, it was above average. You know what saved me though? The decision to not go for the heroic willpower to deny the tactic.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I healed exactly 3, and otherwise he'd be dead.
Exactly. So that was a very good call on your end. And that -1 to wound definitely hurts a little bit.
Yep.
But I think we're still in a pretty good shape. We're still scoring 5.
Yep.
And we're still keeping you completely tied up so that you can't leave here and score more points.
Yep.
And I think the important part right now is just to keep you from scoring.
Yeah, I've got the chance to take him down with the prayer, but I'd need the prayer to go off and roll a 3 on the mortal wounds to kill him in the hero phase. So, Steve, it's been a bloody one. Karazai's still alive,
For now.
much to the Orcs' dismay. But hopefully, yeah, he can wreck or reach some more carnage. We'll jump into Stormcast, turn 2. All right, so battle tactic, I'm gonna go for magical dominance. I have no wizards, so I'm just throwing a battle tactic away. There are ones I could do, but I think it's more important to try and deal with the threats on the board right now and hopefully be able to catch up on score later. It'll put me a fair bit behind, but I think that's just the play we gotta make. And then I'm gonna just go for heroic leadership with Karazai. It's cocked. I get it.
So we're gonna go for heroic leadership on the War Changer here, and we will not get that.
Okay, then into the hero phase. I'm not going to auto chant with Ionis because I want both of his prayers off. The first one we're gonna do is Sigmar's Grace, looking for the heal. We get that off, which is only able to heal the Storm Drakes, but it'll heal them 3. And then he'll chant for Lightning Tempest and get it off, hitting the pig, looking for the 3. 1 mortal wound.
All right.
And while that's it for the hero phase, I have no movement to do, so we're gonna jump into shooting. And we'll start with Ionis. He's gonna use all-out attack. It's gonna be overkill, but I just really wanna take down that Gordrunta. Hitting on 2s, wounded on 3s. So that's gonna be 3 at Ren 2, 1 damage.
Gonna have to make 2 6s if we want to survive this. And we make none, so he's gonna die.
And then their 2 Storm Drakes are going to use their Flame Breath at the Ragers. They both miss. And then Karazai is going to do the same thing. He's going to do D3 mortal wounds for 2. And then we will try and do a charge with the 2 Storm Drakes for an 8. That should be enough. And again, we got some sweet monstrous actions. We'll start off with a Roar, which we fail. And then I think we're going to try and stomp the Ragers, which we get off. Thankfully, we went for that one for just 1 mortal wound.
All right, it's gonna kill this guy.
And then Karazai's been on a tear, so we're gonna start off combat with him. And he's got the CP to use all-out attack.
And we're going to attempt the all-out defense because we really need to survive this.
We'll start off with the Jaws, hitting on 2s. That's gonna be 4 at Ren 3, 3 damage.
So that's gonna kill 4.
And then the Talons and Tail, just 1 goes through. Ren 2, 2 damage.
Saving on 6s. No, but we do take 2, but we're not out of the fight yet.
Okay, you have 1 guy alive with 1 wound.
You know what?
You get to activate.
See if we can take Karazai out on 3s and 3s for 2 wounds at -2.
Okay, and I did all-out attacks, so I don't have all-out defense. So from 3s to 5s, I need to save both of these. 1 goes through.
Karazai is taken out by the Brute Ragers.
That's unfortunate, but Steve, we're gonna have our vengeance, and we better kill this last Rager. So piling in, I'll just have the 1 mount into him. So the Talons and Fangs, and 3 at Ren 2, 2 damage.
On 6s, nope, he's gonna die.
Okay.
All right. I think that was worth it.
Yeah, yes. As far as the situation, how it was looking, taking down Karazai for your troubles is not a bad, bad outcome, I suppose.
This is all going according to plan.
After Karazai falls, both forces have few resources left, so we'll see if the Stormcast can still mount a comeback.
And with that, I will obviously fail my battle tactic, only score 1 point because of just obviously going for the killing here, and falling behind quite a bit. So I'm down 6 points, 10 to 4 right now. The hope was that it was gonna pay off in terms of killing stuff, or killing enough stuff, and then being able to, cascade and having dealt with most of your threats. But at this point, I'm not where I was hoping to be after my turn.
For sure, and I do still have some pretty strong threats because brutes can actually hurt dragons pretty good.
Yes, yeah.
So I think we're going to be doing okay going into Ironjawz turn 3.
Well, we got Prio. All right, so Prio for round 3.
That's a 5 and a 3.
Oh, it's all yours.
I think I gotta take it.
Okay, sounds good. We will jump into Ironjawz turn 3.
Primals. We get 2. Let's go ahead and start with some heroic actions and see what battle tactics we choose out of this. So, for a heroic leadership, we will fail. So I think we're going to go for Intimidate the Invaders. And then we're going to actually spend a command point and do a Mighty Destroyers to get my brutes within range for a teleport. And then we're going to go for the teleport, so we need a 7. And we'll get a 10. And then we can go ahead and throw some Violent Fury on them from this War Chanter. And the second Violent Fury, the War Chanter will throw it himself. Movement, I think we're gonna actually move this way, away. So, then we're just gonna move straight into the charge phase. And on a 3+, we're going to give them the Get 'em beat. We're gonna fail that. So this is gonna be a really dangerous turn right here.
Yeah, natural 9.
So let's see if we can get that natural 9. We get an 11, all right, perfect.
And I am gonna actually unleash hell after your charge here with the 2 dragons. There's gonna be D6 and D3 mortal wounds. So for the D3, we got 2 mortal wounds. For the D6, we got 1. So 3 total, kills a brute.
And then you got some monstrous actions for me.
I think we'll just try and stomp the brutes. We do for 2 mortal wounds.
So let's go ahead and start here.
The Stormdrakes use all-out defense as the brutes prepare to swing, and the Oryx only manage to get 5 wounds through the dragon's hides.
And we're gonna get to fight you back. So hitting on 3s and 3s. That's gonna be 4 at rend 1, 1 damage.
So 5s, we're gonna make 2.
And the mounts, 4 at rend 2, 2 damage.
6s, oh, we're gonna save 2 of those.
So the mounts will do 4 more damage then.
So 6 total. You're gonna take out 2.
And you are too far away for me to drag you into the Tempest.
Yes, yes, and with that, we're going to spend that last CP in Inspiring Presence.
Fighting on despite the odds, the Oryx remain in control of more objectives and again complete their battle tactic.
All right.
And that's gonna score us another 5 points.
Combat, the dragon's living though, so I'm happy to have a couple resources left. Steve, it's potentially been the bloodiest game we've had in a long time on the channel, but yeah, we're just gonna jump into Stormcast turn 3. All right, so battle tactics are continuing to be tough here. With only 2 units, I don't have a lot of options. I'm gonna go for a magical mayhem, throw another one away here. I'm just digging myself a bigger hole, but I could risk an Intimidate on a 10-inch charge, but I think I'm gonna run out of tactics one way or another, so I'm gonna try and save that for when it's a little more reliable. And then Steve, I'll just go for Heroic Leadership with Ionis, and he'll get it.
And I think we're going to do the same over here. Heroic Leadership. And we'll get that too.
All right, then into chanting. I'm gonna auto chant here the prayer, the Lightning Tempest to do the mortal wounds because I'm not in range to heal anything anyways. So we're gonna do D3 to the brutes for 2 mortal wounds. And then I'll just jump into movement. So I'm gonna retreat the Stormdrakes.
I am going to actually redeploy on that for 3.
And with your redeploy after movement, I have no shooting to do. I retreated these 2 dragons just to set them up for future turns because I obviously can't contest with retreating on this mission. Ionis' only target is the brute, and I can't shoot him because I'm gonna need to charge him. I roll a Snake Eyes, but we got CP, so we'll re-roll that. Into Snake Eyes.
Wow.
So, not good. That's why I didn't go for the 10-inch charge. That's gonna be the turn for me, which is really disappointing. I really need to start scoring points and denying you points, so I really needed to take that objective to deny you more. And really, I was trying to deny you hold 2. Just completely, really try to shut down your scoring. was banking on trying to get Prio, or hoping for Prio to, deal with your teleport, because that's your best chance to store at this point.
Yep.
There was a world in which I could have taken out 2 of your units left, which would have been huge to limit your storing options, but the dice decided it was not to be. So that's just 1 point for me here, and I'm down 10 points right now. Steve, it's looking rough on the scoreboard. Let's go into Prio for round 4. That's a 4.
Hey, you get it.
We at least got Prio on our side, and yeah, we'll jump into Stormcast, turn 4. And we'll start off with Primal Dice. We'll get 1 each. And then my battle tactic here, I'm gonna do what I can achieve. Intimidate the invaders. Hopefully I don't fail it. And then for heroic actions, I'm just gonna go for a CP on Ionis, which I get.
And I'm gonna go for a CP on the War Chanter here, which we're going to get, and I'm actually gonna use that right away and try to rally some brutes. And we will not get a single one.
Ionis is then gonna auto-chant the Lightning Tempest to deal D3 mortal wounds to the brutes. We got 2.
And that's gonna kill them off.
And then we'll just head into movement.
So we're gonna go ahead and redeploy the Shaman for 3.
Ionis is gonna auto-run 6. All right, this is tough trying to pull this off. Ionis had to auto-run, so we got the 2 dragons. Needing to take down this War Chanter pretty desperately. Let's go with her shooting. We got 1 single D3 mortal wound for 1 mortal wound.
1 mortal.
So yeah, the next step then is charging. We'll charge with the 2 dragons for a 5. And then we'll go for Stomp with the monstrous action for 3 mortal wounds. And use an all-out attack in combat to try and take this guy down.
I might as well on defense.
All right, so hitting on 2s. 2 at rend 1 damage.
So that's gonna put us back to 4s. Whoop. Nope. So 1 damage, it's gonna put him to 5.
All right, and then the mount on 2s and 3s. That's 3 at rend 2 damage.
And that's gonna put us at 5s.
Oh,
he almost survived.
Just enough. All right, and this does mean I'm gonna get hold 2, hold more, and my battle tactic for my first 5-point turn of the game. The downside is, because of the blunder of the failed charge last turn, I only lost 1 point, but that means I have to deny every single point to you for the rest of the game, which is obviously going to be a challenge. Ionis had to auto-run to get over here because while this was an easy charge, I couldn't have charged to get outside my territory, which also meant he couldn't shoot, also meant he couldn't charge and kill this War Chanter. There was a world in which, outside of needing to score the battle tactic, I could have denied I could have killed all 3 of your heroes this turn.
Yep. I was very much afraid of that.
Yes. And the Weird Knob was potentially the most important one to take down to deny the teleport. I still have the chance at heroic willpower to stop it, but at this point, if you get a single more point in this game, I can't stop it. So that's all there is to it, Steve. We're gonna jump into it, and let's go into Ironjawz turn 4.
All right, so let's start things off with some primal dice here. And we're gonna get no more.
So just 1.
I mean, we'll go for the CP anyways, on the Shaman. Then we'll get it.
Well, I'm going to do heroic willpower with Ionis.
For sure. So let's go ahead with Surround and Destroy as our tactic. And then we're gonna jump into our spell casting here and see if we can get a teleport off. We'll go ahead and roll a primal on that. 4 and 8.
Ionis, I'm just gonna toss the primal right in. We stop it.
All right. So you will be stopping my tactic. And for our second spell, we'll just go for an Arcane Bolt. We'll get an Arcane Bolt. And then we'll go into movement. At the start of the movement phase, I'm gonna unleash my Arcane Bolt.
Let's see if I ignore it. I do.
All right. We're going to use my Heroic Leadership here and auto run 10 inches back to here. right here. That will actually be the end of my turn. I'm not going to score anything this turn, but I'm going to leave you in a predicament, possibly leaves you unable to score a point.
Yes,
unable to
deny.
A point.
The big one, the tough one is your grand strategy right now. Because you already have the brutes in my territory, and there's a weird knob shaman that has a potential teleport.
Yep.
So I guess it's into Prio for turn 5. That's a 2.
That's a 4. I'm going to take it.
Okay, sounds good. Let's jump into Ironjawz turn 5.
So we'll get 1 primal. Tactic. I'm just going to throw this away. So we're going to that's our turf. And let's see if we can get the spell. The only spell that matters.
Yep.
The great big green hand of Gork. Oof.
Ooh. Not only failed, but there's a 1 in there.
You know what? I like taking chances. So that's a 7.
We'll obviously throw the primal at it ourselves.
Yeah,
Denied again.
All right. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and pass the turn there.
Okay. Again, no points, but the grand strategy is heading in the balance.
So Jordan, can you kill some brutes?
Yeah, we'll find out, and we're gonna jump into Stormcast turn 5. All right, it's still possible. So we're gonna go for Led into the Maelstrom as my battle tactic here, and then I'll just go for Heroic Leadership on Ionis, which we get.
And I will go for Heroic Leadership on my War Chanter, which we will also get.
And then in the hero phase, Ionis is just going to auto-chant the prayer to heal, and he's going to heal 3 wounds from the 2 Storm Drakes, and then I'm going to jump into movement. And then we're going to jump into shooting. I'm just going to shoot with the 1 Storm Drake at your brutes for D3 mortal wounds. It's going to be 2 mortal wounds. And then Ionis isn't going to shoot because I don't want to kill your War Chanter this turn because of the battle tactic. Let's jump into some charges. We'll start here with Ionis. He's in, thankfully, just barely. And then the big one looking for an 8 here with the Storm Drakes. We get exactly an 8.
There you go.
And then monstrous actions. The Storm Drakes are going to try and roar. They fail it. And Ionis is not going to do anything.
Do the stun just so I don't.
He's just smashed to rubble.
All
yeah,
right.
I'll stun you. I stun you.
-1 to wound.
Then the most important one here, I have to kill those brutes. We're gonna use all our attack, and we're gonna use the Inspired Triumph.
I'm gonna all out defense.
Okay, and I only have 1 of the riders in range, but both Storm Drakes, so we'll start with the riders. Just 2 at rend 1.
On 4s. We're okay.
All right, it's all on the dragons here. 4 at rend 2, 2 damage.
5s. And we'll take 2 of those.
All right, so
4?
only 4 damage. Needed to get 3 more.
The War Chanter fights next but deals no damage. Then Ionis takes down the Auric hero, and the brutes deal just 3 wounds to the Storm Drakes.
All right, so we didn't do much damage here, and I think that's okay with me. I'm just going to use my last command point there and inspire.
Are you sure? You want to try Battle Shock?
I think I want to make sure they stay there,
Yeah.
just so I can score those 3 points.
Yeah. Yeah, with that, everything wrapped up. I do score 5 points on this turn, which is solid, but because, I did my tactic, I do get led into the Maelstrom, even though I killed the wrong target here, and didn't kill the one I needed to. But because the brutes lived, as you said, Steve, that's your grand strategy, to have a battle line or hero in my territory at the end of the game. So we're tied at the end of round 5, but you'll pull ahead by 3 with the grand strategy.
And that's how you wah.
Yes. So dicey here, but man, scoring 5 points in my first 3 turns. I made a game of it, but it really just put me too far behind the 8 ball.
Yep, and I definitely think those last 2 turns, your dispelling or unbinding, was really what was hitting me hard.
Yes, because at any point, if you got that spell off, you would have sealed the game.
Yeah, exactly. And because I couldn't,
I had a chance to force a tie. Yeah.
And I swear, if you had won by killing brutes again.
Yeah.
I swear.
Yes. Yeah. But yeah, so obviously the big thing here, being so aggressive with Ironjawz, now is big the fact that I had prio here and was able to give away the turn. It allowed me to, as we kind of saw, kind of weather that first hit. I lost some stuff, but I was able to fight back. Whereas had I gone first, you come in and then doubled me, and it could have been game over right there.
Yep, and that's typically why I have such few drops. I give away that turn,
Yeah.
and I can
Be super aggressive.
and take that double turn and take out, 1,000 points right off the bat.
Yeah, obviously, and not only the losses mounting from that aggressive play, but it kept me off the objectives. On this mission, we talked about it. Like I could have retreated that single dragon, but I wouldn't have been on the objective, and he would have been less safe than if I had put him out here on the objective. And you did win prio, so he would have gone down. Maybe he could have actually gotten in your way, but. So many little moments we both, I'm sure, looking at obviously the teleports, but even Karazai finally going down.
He took such a beating.
Yep.
Oh man.
Yeah, and there's that one turn, I think it was my turn 1. I could have auto-chanted the prayer to heal 3, and I didn't because I went for both of them. In hindsight, that could have made the difference as well.
I also do really love those blood-toothed movements. Right in turn 2 there that just kept you locked right here.
Yeah.
And that I think was your pivotal 2 turns for 1 point. That one movement just really messed you up really hard.
Yep. And noteworthy here also the battle tactics. Now, we've played this list with Krondas before. I mean, I love Karazai. I wanted the damage of Karazai and the threat. And it also helps me with like the battle tactics of getting 3 more units in. Not that Krondas can't fight as well, but really the thing I'm really struggled with throughout this game was battle tactics. Like I was fighting well, but I didn't have Magic Dom available to me. I don't have a Nullstone Adornment because I don't have any non-unique heroes, so I didn't have that battle tactic available. Yep. And this mission just generally being a tougher one as well, didn't have a Surround and Destroy available, or an Intimidate available earlier, or I finally did lead, but yeah, it could have, the options just didn't really open up otherwise. And as soon as Krondas went down, I didn't have 3 units left for like, to be able to complete Surround and Destroy or the other Skywayne one, yeah. So it was, that was the real story of the game.
And I think that was really my goal, was to knock out the units, the single units, as soon as they're gone, and like 1 hero and 1/2, as soon as you lose half your units, you're gonna have a hard time scoring. You're gonna have a hard time scoring tactics. And as soon as you gave me first, I saw if I lock you right there, you can't retreat and take objectives. And now you're just gonna be losing points the rest of the game.
Yeah.
And it seemed to have worked out pretty good.
Yeah, obviously, went super well. I think there was the one turn I turned on an extra point that I almost failed to charge. I don't think that ended up being game-breaking there. It was unfortunate that I failed to charge, but I did win prio. So I lost a point out of that, but in the end it wouldn't have mattered here in this situation. But yeah, just not quite enough in the early game out of the dragons, and then Karazai just held on, killed.
He held on enough.
Yes, but killed 1 more of those ragers and then not died, or just not died. But,
yeah, that rager surviving with 1 wound was crucial.
But you are right. He did take a beating and give a beating in the first couple rounds. So, he it's not like he didn't do well. He obviously basically killed your Maw Crusher on his own, and then helped with the door drunches. I think he killed the 3 door drunches.
Yeah, he did.
And then he killed 5 of the 6 ragers.
Yeah, he took out a lot.
Yeah, he did a good job, but just couldn't quite carry me there. And on the flip side, Ionis did, almost nothing until he got a prayer or 2 off and failed the charges there, and then. Turn 5, I wanted him to charge and not kill something, but he killed it. So. That's how it goes though, but good bloody game, always fun to get into the action quick. And I do love playing this army, always fun to play against Ironjawz.
Always fun to play Ironjawz.
Yeah. But Steve, I think we can wrap things up there. Told an Ironjawz win today. The Pages reign supreme. And with that, we'll say thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed that battle report, and we'll see you in the next one.